Your
Probably wasn't that
psychic,
good.
your
Yep.
psychic abilities.
Well,
Yeah.
I will call the meeting to order. Easy. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible,
with
liberty
liberty
and justice for all.
nice.
The warrants have been signed. Anybody notice any errors or omissions of the Town of Newry Selectman meeting minutes, September 20th, 2022?
Oh, I did not see anything.
I already got my question that I had answered on that, so,
Something that was left out, or just some questions that brought up in mind?
yeah, kind of
Um,
a discussion, I thought it was, you know.
I'll make a motion that we accept the meeting minutes for the September 20th.
I'll second that.
Move in second that we accept the Town of Newry Selectmen meeting minutes for September 20th, 2022. All those in favor?
In favor?
In favor?
In favor, unanimous.
Let's squeeze it all in. And 10:40.
Thank you, that's just what I was,
Trucker Appreciation Day.
Oh, they only signed that. Adjustments to the agenda are on our little thing flip here.
They are. Got 4 things to add. So you can take them at the end, or,
Why are they all different fonts?
well, because Joelle had done one and I added 2.
So we'll add these all at
do
the
you read
agenda.
Okay.
Announcements? Public comment? Nothing to say, Ed?
I'm on.
So we'll get on to the business agenda. Review RFQs for the North Newry Church.
We have 2. And it's just tell them what their rates are. Bancroft sent one and Eric Colwood.
We know what the rates are, but we don't know how long it's gonna take after
Right.
that.
Right. So, what's that set up different? I mean, Bancroft has project superintendent, project engineer, manager, clerical, chief hydro operator. Regular rate, they rate from $83 an hour, then they have an overtime rate. Engineering is $115 an hour. Then you go to Collinwood, and he gets, senior engineer gets $42.07 an hour. Then he's got overhead and all this other stuff, so it comes out to $114.62. He lists all his different engineers.
So this is just their rates,
Yeah.
this isn't for like
That's
what
just,
needs to be
this is
done, right?
just to
Right.
figure out what we need to do, I believe.
Yeah, who you wanna pick to come do the to give us the estimate for.
But this is what they work out, the details for the estimate, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
We wouldn't wanna get more than one.
we got 2 people.
Right, but I
But,
mean, yeah, so
yeah.
we're gonna get one from each of them,
Yeah, if you,
so choose.
yeah. You gotta make the bid package and all that, Joelle's, that's Joelle's job, to get the RFP part.
So to make the bid package, you'd like us to,
This is basically, she
Yeah.
wants us to
What-
decide what we wanna do.
Right. Cause we were Town of Newry is requesting construction estimating services for a scope of work to be performed later at the church. If your company can provide estimating services to town, we'd like to know your hourly rates.
So this is what they will charge us to come and give the estimate.
Yeah, those are their rates.
No more free estimates, huh?
Well, this is more than an estimate, this is
Yeah.
more of a kind of a design for the estimates. Am I right?
Yeah. Cause they'd have to crawl under the.
Yeah.
So obviously we have to pay them to do all that. Yeah. So we have to pay for an estimate?
Yep.
Okay, I just wanna make sure I understand, cause
That's
this
my
is a little
understanding.
confusing.
So you don't wanna have both of them do it, because then you'd be.
Right, we would pick one to do the,
You pick one.
Now, if we pick one to do the estimate, once we get the estimate, then we can put that out to bid to all the people?
If we so choose.
Right, I mean, let's say Bancroft comes back with his estimate, and we're like, well, so we send that estimate to this other guy, what's his name?
well, I can tell you, we got estimates for the leach field at Grange Shaw. And when they give estimates, they don't want their names given out.
Right.
So
well,
then
that
they
makes
won't bid on the
sense.
package if you
Right.
give
Right.
names out. So say we had, Bancroft come in, do the estimate of what he thinks we need done. I assume, honestly, I don't know, after I talked to somebody else today, they wouldn't bid on it if, you know, I'm not sure how Joe planned on showing it around.
Do you have a question, Brooks?
Yeah, I was just wondering if they had seen the report that was done with all the pictures underneath.
No, they haven't seen anything other than this
This
little,
is, I think
request.
this is,
This is just to move it and put in a septic system, I believe.
Yeah, I know, but they wanted to inspect underneath, did they?
Well, I think that's what they're gonna be charging us for, right? Is that what I understand?
yeah.
They're gonna,
this
they're
is-
gonna have to come and do their own inspection, is that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
so they can work their own, what we need to do program, I guess.
yeah, cause it says, we would suggest that we would get pricing from an earthwork contractor as well as the plumbing at their estimated cost plus 15%. This will give us the idea of the type of estimating we are anticipating, mobilization and oversight projected fees, excavation, manpower, machinery, concrete footers, frost wall with a rat slab in the crawl space, jacking and moving the building on the same lot, installation of a subsurface wastewater disposal system, drilled well, in addition to the church of an ADA compliant and small mechanical space.
That's what we were looking to do, I believe.
Right. Cause she sent it to 3 people, one of them never got back to us.
Um,
Maybe we can talk about it at next meeting too, I mean, it's not like it's,
I mean, yeah, I guess I have some questions for Joelle, exactly how this works. Or what the plan is, cause,
This. Let's see.
she'll be back from vacation then, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't look like either one of them really gives us
No,
an idea how much we gotta spend,
nope,
but we can put a limit on how much we wanna spend. say we wanted, just for instance, we wanted to get $5,000 worth of
Opinion?
whatever out of the information, maybe, just a suggestion. And when they get to that point, maybe we need to decide whether we go further or not, just a suggestion. I know it's hard for them to come up with an answer,
Right.
but we kinda need to know how much we're gonna spend.
I mean, right now, we don't know what, I mean, they both could be different to the rest of it anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I misunderstood what we were getting from people, because on this Calder one, it says, please indicate the employee names and classifications and rate that will be used to fulfill the requirements of this contract. Is that something we pick? Like, do we pick the person that we want to fulfill the contract?
No,
I don't-
like
I don't
on the
know.
Calderwood engineering is all his employees,
Right,
yeah.
yeah, that I understand, but
He did tell me he'd be the one probably to be able to do it.
I don't know, I guess I just don't really understand what we asked for.
So what will it cost us to get them to,
Design what we need to do for work.
right, I mean, if they come up, they look at it, they tell us what they say,
Yeah,
how much of it's gonna cost us to get each of them to do that, and then use
Well,
that as a.
Obviously what these rates are, right? Like whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, some of these people they're not gonna use on,
right,
Yeah, we're not
That
gonna need a
job.
hydro engineer or a hydro operator and all that stuff, but we would probably need to,
I think this is a general, like on Bancroft, what they charge,
for every
for
classification.
whatever they do for a job, but they don't use everybody on that job. And we don't really know any more than what we knew before unless we ask these people to do an estimate.
right.
Let's table it.
And get questions.
Is
Yeah.
Joe Lynn gonna be here for our next meeting?
I think so, I can ask her to.
Let's table it.
Yeah.
till
Yeah.
then.
I agree.
Yeah.
That was easy. Just like Staples. All right, we have a renewal license for Jar CO Company, Newry LLC, adult use cannabis.
Yeah.
Ain't really much of anything we can do except for, I mean, there's been no complaints, no
Nothing.
police calls or anything like that that would have us deny it.
Nope.
Not that
And
I
he's
think,
paid his money, it's $2,050.
And that's what the other one was too, right?
Yep, yep.
Well, I make a motion that we approve the license renewal for adult use marijuana retail store jar company, Newry LLC.
I'll second that.
moved and seconded that we approve the renewal license for Jar Company, Newry LLC, adult use cannabis store. All those in favor?
In favor?
In favor.
In favor?
So I have a question, do they have to do this through the state as well?
Yes.
So they renew through the town and the state?
Yes,
Oh, oh.
and I have to sign, no, Amy's gotta notarize my signature and stuff after we approve it, so.
They have to pay the state too?
Yeah, I believe they do. A lot.
A lot of fees, huh?
When they first started this stuff, they were gonna share the revenue with the towns, but they did not. That's why the state gets everything, that's why everybody's fees are high.
So the state has a really high fee and then they charge what, 10% tax on
Yeah,
it?
their sales tax is higher, I
Put my
don't
name
know.
under it instead of over it, and I don't know if that'll make a difference or not.
Yeah, really fine.
And now I have to screw it up too.
Just goes with the day.
Yeah,
Here
I
anyway.
could have signed next to it, I guess, to tell you really.
Don't let me do
And I thought we were supposed to get some type of a kickback too, but the
Yeah.
state's getting it back, but so you would think that our tax thing from the state would be going up
that. Yeah,
quite as bad, but Guess that's what I think.
Well, then the fee that we charge, we come up with that fee?
Yeah, you made it here. Yeah,
I just wondered.
That was something that we was gonna look at again and
Yeah,
at some
we've
point.
gotta redo the ordinance. It's got some funky stuff in there. But you're one of the first ones to get stuff here, so. It's, none of it's simple.
Those skiers and snowboarders sure like their weed.
I don't think it's just them.
No, but that's a lot of the business.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, on that road for
Yeah.
all those places.
Now we have a tax abatement
yes,
request.
you do. Yeah, the assessor was here, he's got it all ready to roll, it's, building was removed and demolished, it was a mobile home down at, Bruce Powell's. We had taxed the guy, didn't know it had been removed, so I called down there and let him know that before you remove any mobile home off a property, you're supposed to come to the town and get a paper filled out and signed by the town, saying the taxes have been paid. I talked to Bruce Powell, because he's the one that had it done through, D.A. Wilson's. They'd taken the trailer over and demolished it. So I made them send me a, invoice, that proof that it has been demolished.
So it had been paid previous,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
they just were taking care of it before they had to pay this year.
yeah,
It has been done,
done, yeah, yeah, I have proof.
so there ain't really a lot that we can do.
Nope.
It's only $30 or
Yeah,
$29
wasn't much,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah, just that. We gotta mail that letter tomorrow. After they sign.
It's $29.24. Yeah,
We could really use that money.
So we need to make a motion to
Yes, you
accept
do.
this,
Yep,
to grant this abatement.
yes,
So I'll make a motion that we grant the 2021 abatement map R3 lot 5B, amount of $29.23.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the abatement for Douglas Elbridge Route 3, map R3 5B, account number 2239.
That was
In favor?
In favor?
in favor.
In favor? We have to sign that thing. Okay, next up, UDR review for planning board.
yes. Ted is here, so he can address this if you want.
You have a letter from the planning board
Yes.
concerning campgrounds. We've been reviewing campgrounds on the planning board, and we would like to see, or recommending to the select board, that if you consider looking or appointing a committee to review which development zone campgrounds are allowed in. Currently, campgrounds are only allowed in the rural development zone, not the resort development zone, nor the general development zone, or the protected zone. And seeing that that's a issue that probably would be better if it had some input from the town other than the planning board, that's why we were requesting that. It's a relatively restricted committee, just to look at one point on the development districts. That again, the planning board felt that it'd be better to, or at least try to get some input from outside the planning board on that. The other item that the planning board's looking at is land use regulations concerning campgrounds. Currently, there are no land use regulations outside of the shoreland zoning. Therefore, right now, as long as you're in the rural district, you can come in and put a campground in, and it can be any shape, size, big, small, as long as it meets the, state requirement, the state sanitary requirements and stormwater, et cetera, that there's no restriction as to the size, density, et cetera. But we're looking at that inside the planning board. Right now, we're just asking for the select board to consider appointing a committee and seeking volunteers to decide whether we should allow campgrounds in which development district.
We currently have, what, half of one campground in Newry?
You currently have the Grafton Notch Campground, which is up the road,
And
and
half of Stony Brook.
you got Stony Brook. I'm not sure that the active portion of that campground's in Newry. They certainly have land that is in Newry.
Well, part of where the campground is on that,
But that, I believe that area is all, one is, I believe that's rural district. And two, I think the campground was probably there before the UDRO
it
came
probably
along.
was, but the building that we just took care of the taxes on is in Newry, and that's campsites right there.
Right.
Anyway, doesn't matter.
For instance, right now, if somebody wanted to put a campground on Sunday River Road, they basically can't because it's not the proper, it's not in the rural district. Or.
So right now, they're just allowed in the rural district?
In the rural district, right. And actually, if you look at the UDRO and the description of the districts, under the rural district, the intent of a rural district is to preserve the forested farmland nature of Newry. So, if you come in and you put in an RV camp where
Right.
does that meet the description of a rural
Right,
district?
kind of productive.
Yeah. Whereas you have the resort development district, which is geared towards the resort, and you have the general development district, which is geared towards general purpose businesses and whatnot, which would, depending on your opinion, may be where better place for camping. Certainly the description of those districts
Right,
would
compared to the rural
would-
district, yeah.
a campground would fit there better than they fit in the rural district.
So if we have a committee, is there like a minimum number of people that are required?
That,
It's looking, well, it looks like he's no more than looking for.
I would suggest you keep it as small as possible. What I would like is and whether or not we can find a volunteer from the general electorate or the town that would be willing to come in with this. One person from the select board and one person from the planning board was my recommendation.
And no more than three.
No more than three.
General.
If we can come up with one, I'd be happy.
Right. I'm sure we would probably get three volunteers, right, Rob?
I'll volunteer.
And the planning board's hope is we kept it narrow in scope. We don't want to make this a big, long, drawn-out process. But basically, we're asking, do we want to review where campgrounds are allowed in the town? And if so,
Right.
where?
And what size?
Well, the land use regulation side of it is we're hoping to keep inside, develop that within the planning board, and then it will come up as an amendment to the UDRO, which would then be reviewed by the select board and then to the voters for approval.
So kind of the process is you're looking for a committee to look at whatever districts fit for this.
Right.
And then you would go back to the planning board to figure out what sizes, what areas, if we decided to change where they're allowed.
Close. It's actually two prongs. The planning board's already working on land use regulations for campground, whether it's in the rural district as it is now or in some other district. That we're working on, because I think the planning board feels that we need to have something other than just a blank sheet of
Right,
paper.
a free-for-all, I agree.
And that's going on separate from they review as the districts.
Okay,
So, so the planning board's not waiting for
okay.
a committee to come back and say,
Because regardless if we have a committee or not, they're still,
regardless if you have a committee or not, the planning board is gonna develop, or will try to attempt to develop land use regulations that will go into the
For
next amendment of the
campground, yeah.
UDRO.
okay. I get it. I say let's give them a committee.
I guess, do we have to make a motion to form a committee, or can we
You
just?
might as well, just do it officially.
Okay, I will make a motion that we form a committee with one planning board member, one select board member, no more than 3, what do we call them, taxpayers, Newry citizens?
Well, it's not taxpayers, well,
Community member, I would say community
Community
member.
member.
Community or resident,
Yeah,
a Newry resident.
a Newry resident.
yeah.
If we say taxpayers, we could be talking about somebody that actually
Yeah, no,
lives
That's true.
away.
So, yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're paying taxes, but
However you wanna word it, a Newry person. No more than 3 of them, of the
Resident.
public.
so can you kind of write what we got for?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
She's good, she's
you want
good.
me to try this again?
No,
Okay,
I know what you're talking about.
for campgrounds, certain districts.
Okay, so we have,
I'll second it.
Good job.
okay, it's been moved and seconded that we form a committee. What are we gonna call it, committee? Consistent of one planning board member, one select board member, and 3,
Very good.
No more than three.
No more than 3, very
okay.
Doesn't have to be 3. It's not gonna be more.
No more than 3, how's that?
good.
And no less than 1.
And be full-time residents of the town of Newry. All those in favor?
In favor.
In favor.
In favor. So we're gonna put that out on the website and different, Facebook, and to see if we can get 3 members from,
Community allowed, yes. Amy and Mandy, that's your job. I can do Facebook, so maybe the.
What,
I do website, she does Facebook.
okay, so, because you know somebody's gonna ask, when are the meetings gonna be? What time? Where? When is the first, when do you want this done by? I guess, when would they have to join up?
Planning board, you're gonna talk about it tomorrow?
We're gonna talk about it tomorrow.
Okay,
So,
you can let me know tomorrow, but
Okay,
I just
Yeah.
know somebody's gonna be like, what
Oh,
time,
yeah,
when,
no,
where do I, what do I have to decide?
The when and where, I mean, we probably missed the where,
Right.
will probably be
Here,
here, but
but-
the when, you got, you
Right,
may
well,
have to
depend on
work
who
around other
volunteers,
people's
but-
schedules.
Yeah.
Right, but
Yeah.
somebody's gonna be like, well, 6 months from now, like, well, I wanted to sign, you know,
Yeah,
I
I
just
know.
wanted like a date that we had to know by. That's all,
so we're all set to form this committee, we just need,
some
it was
details.
the first, I would think the first step from both the webpage and
Yeah.
Facebook would be a solicitation for volunteers.
Yeah,
And, you know, to
if you
meet,
get 10 people, you could pick out whatever,
Right, well.
you know.
yeah.
I like that you dream big.
Take that off, yep.
well, we know we've got one.
Yeah.
Well,
we got one, so that's-
Don't you ask me 100 questions about it on Facebook tomorrow, I don't have the
Go ahead,
answer.
I guess you just have to get the numbers first and then figure
Yeah.
out what your schedules are.
Right.
But I just
right.
don't want someone to
Yeah.
be like, oh, well, I wasn't sure if I wanted to join, and,
I don't
Then,
know.
was too
then
late,
they
you know.
probably,
yeah.
Probably don't
Yeah.
want.
Right. No, I know, but you know how some people are.
No way.
and then of course, one of the board, please.
And then you can, yeah,
Yeah.
then you can tell us who your planning board member is, and we'll get back to you with
Right,
which one of us is gonna
Right.
serve on that committee.
Yeah.
And then we'll know, hopefully, shortly, if we can
Right.
get 3 other
so
members.
what I would envision is that, the board will send back another memo before your next meeting, saying who the planning board member is, and probably a suggested first meeting date.
Okay.
And you have it far enough, 3 weeks down the road or something, so that we can at least solicit some additional volunteers other than the one we have. Thank you.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, because the board meets again on the 18th, so.
We're gonna have to rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, you haven't done with volunteering yet, so.
We actually, Brooks,
Can I ask a general question as far as, back when all of these ordinances were created, it was out of a comprehensive plan that was done with a lot of citizen input. And it was our understanding that any ordinances or changes to any of the districts, anything, there would be another sort of phase of, to get a general feel of what townspeople wanted. So if we're changing any of the districts, then there should be a lot of citizen input.
Before we can change any of the districts, right, we would have to have a special town meeting?
Yeah. Well,
we have
that
to
is,
go to a town meeting.
Yeah,
It's a-
or,
Yeah.
yeah, or,
Right, I guess it doesn't have to be
Public
special.
hearing,
right?
Yeah, you have to have a public
Okay.
hearing, yeah. And then to change the definitions, mostly that's what this would be, kind of sort of more the definition than changing the district.
no, this is,
You wanna change it, the whole,
we want to look at, the idea is to look at the 4 districts we have and decide, is it just leave it be, leave it in the rural district? Or 2, would it be, given today's trends in camping and whatnot, a better fit to have it in some other districts, including rural district, or take it out of rural district, preserve the rural district, and put it into a different district?
So we're not looking at changing the districts, we're looking at changing the camping,
Where campgrounds are
which
allowed.
district they're allowed.
Yeah, where they're allowed. And while looking at the comprehensive plan as a whole is certainly a novel thing, it's not one that I think I want to touch right now, because that's a much bigger project
Right.
and would take a much longer time and a lot more work. This is simply something for campgrounds so that we can discuss it, because there has been some interest,
Right,
unofficial or informal.
but even to change what we're looking at, we would still have to do like a public hearing or a vote. or
Yes.
whatever.
Yes, you still have to go down that road,
Right,
but the idea would be to try to see if there was to be a change, try to get all the ducks in line so that at the next town meeting next year, next spring, we can add it to the warrant
okay,
without having to go through a special town meeting
right.
to do it.
could also define and identify areas for different types of camping. You've got tent camping, RV camping, campgrounds weren't even on the
right.
Yeah, that wasn't even a thing
vocabulary
back
when
then,
it
yeah.
was made. So that's a recent phenomena is, high-end camping.
Another example that, bringing up glamping, is if somebody wanted to put in, say, the yurts or cabins.
Yeah, tiny houses.
Well, a tiny house
Is a
actually, if it's a tiny house, it's a dwelling.
Yeah,
That's covered. But if you come in and put in a cabin, which means, you gotta walk somewhere to do your private stuff. And it doesn't have a drain, a drain for kitchen and whatnot. Right now, if I had 10 acres, I could probably go in, and as long as I have the proper density, I could put these cabins in, and it falls in a hole. It's not Is it a campground or is it a lodging?
Right, it's a gray area. where
It's
you
a,
can-
it's a gray area. And the town of Tremont, up in the mid-coast, just went through all of this. And they actually expanded their definition and put in a, what was the word? Recreational lodging facility, which encompasses a campground that goes beyond and fills in that gap where between a bed and breakfast, a lodge, a motel, and a hotel, it fills in that gray zone. And that,
This is what this committee is gonna have to figure out.
this is what if the
Well-
committee wants to go that far,
Right.
yes.
But the main purpose right now of the committee is to talk about which district campgrounds fit into.
At the minimum would be which district just a campground.
Okay. And then if they are like, okay, we figured that out,
you-
and we want them to
you
continue on with
could.
the definitions?
The
is that-
committee could recommend, well, we will allow wilderness camping in the rural district.
Okay,
We will allow recreational lodging in the resort district. But not include RV parks.
right.
And we will allow RV parks in the general development district. If the committee wants to go that far and be that particular about it. That at the very minimum, and all I'm hoping for is just a review of where is a campground placed? Does it stay where it is in rural district, or is it moved over to one of the others, or expanded? Hopefully that makes sense.
Well, we're gonna find out when the committee gets formed.
We'll see if we can get us a couple more residential members and move forward with that. We can come up with
Yeah,
it.
appreciate it.
And we'll know more about that on our next meeting, because they'll admit,
Right.
you're meeting tomorrow, right?
We're meeting tomorrow.
And then we can almost put it out there as on the Facebook and stuff, that we're gonna be
Yeah.
looking for members,
Yeah.
because we basically know we want them.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we wanna put it in the paper. I mean, you put stuff in the paper, it's gonna cost you money.
A lot of money. No, I'm not gonna.
Let's try this first, you
Yeah,
know,
see
go
what we
on
get. Yeah,
town website and Facebook and see if we can get in, but if it doesn't, then we'll put it in the Citizen or paper or
Okay.
something.
And we'll cold call people.
You know, we can print some flyers and put them in the local places and see if we can get
Yeah.
somebody,
Right.
but, you know, that might not be a bad thing, when I get the post office
Yeah.
and there ain't really a lot of places in town to
Yeah.
put stuff. but-
Yeah,
No.
no, the post office is probably the one and only.
yeah.
I don't know, I've never been in the post office.
You haven't?
I always use a Hanover one.
But I mean, we will get something.
Yeah.
All right, update the Grange Hollow septic concerns.
We were getting estimates for the leach field. We got another one coming. Let me check my email. Haven't got it yet. We had one for 7,500. And then we had one from, that topped out at 3,800. And the other one was not here.
That one on the 38, that wasn't a bid, that was just a,
The estimate. Yeah, these are just estimates.
yeah.
Yeah, these are all estimates. Yep.
That's a pretty big gap.
And the other one isn't coming yet,
Now, where that's already there, we don't have to have a somebody come in and dig and all
That's all
that.
done, that's already been done.
Done,
The design has been
but,
done.
yeah, we've got the design already. And also, that was my other thing, when we were talking about what we'd have to chop out of it for a town meeting, a special town meeting to approve money. there's an Article 24 that's taken up every year to see what action the town wishes to take regarding allowing the selectmen to spend up to 10% of the capital improvement account without seeking prior town approval, which you guys could do that. But as I was doing some digging, unassigned fund balances, there is Grange Hall maintenance, and it has $10,196 in it. From,
Carry over.
yeah, I guess so. I really want my auditor, but yes.
Yeah.
This was in the audit, so. There is money there under, you know. But I think we should have, well, I was just trying to figure out how to word it. We should have an ordinance, in the selectmen's bylaws or something. Should be an ordinance, that you guys can spend up to, whether it be 5,000 without town approval. I mean, there's 10% of what's in capital improvement. I'm not 100% sure what's in capital improvement yet.
Well, it'll be
So-
something we can work on
Yeah.
for next town meeting, and we
Yes.
can put an article
Yep.
and take it to the voters as
Yep,
well. So,
yes, yes,
I mean, we got a little bit of time, and we
Yep.
can decide that, but.
yeah. But there is money in the account that says, so that must be when we did the Grange Hall maintenance before, when we did the upstairs, did the installation.
One part of that you haven't received a bill on yet, which is what's already been done.
Right,
That's
Oh,
around
okay.
$850.
yeah. So it's a, see if that's enough.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So it was good to find that we had some money.
How much was the
Right, so who were the two people again?
I'm not giving out people's names.
Oh, we can't. But one was.
You don't give out people's names when they give estimates, because when it comes
They
time to
don't.
bid, somebody will say, well.
So here's my question, are they
Right.
able to get it done like snappy, both those people?
We did not
they
ask that.
say that?
No.
I was wondering.
Well, we did this so we could see what we had, if we would have to have a special time.
Right, but if we bid on one and he's like, well, can't do it till February,
No, they would all be able to.
So now we just have to put them out to bid, so those, whoever wants can bid on it.
Right, and we know that we have money.
Right, to
If
do
we were
that.
doing this to see how much money we would, if we had to go to a special town meeting.
so we have to go out to bid again?
This wasn't a bid, this is just an estimate.
So, but we really ought to be doing that so we can get it
Right.
fixed before, so I make,
Yeah.
You basically got 6 weeks that it can be done in. before
In
you
your
go
bid
about
process,
tomorrow.
can you ask for
right,
a timing?
right.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
who would take care of writing up the bid? Joel? So.
Yep.
I'd make a motion that we have Joel put a bid out to do the septic system
And get a time frame.
update. So,
Get it back to us by next meeting?
I second your motion,
Well,
and we're all in
yeah,
favor.
I'm seconding your motion with the addition of the next meeting.
Right.
Okay. So we want time frame. She's gonna be busy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 'cause she goes on vacation,
She
you
goes on
can't be here
vacation.
before too long.
And I'm off too.
On our own.
You are?
Last time.
So you're saying to have, to put it out to bid, but it
We
doesn't
need to
have
have
to
the
put back
back
by.
so we can vote on
Yeah.
it next
Next
meeting.
You're giving them a
meeting,
couple
like
weeks.
18, 2 weeks.
Basically.
If they can't do it then they probably can't do it.
And that will take us, so that we should be able to get it, if.
So we can have, so we can vote on it next meeting and be
Right.
like, hey, you're out.
Yeah, ASAP, yeah.
Alright, so it's been moved and seconded that we, whatever you wrote down.
Yes.
We have Joel put out a bid and have it due back by our next meeting, which
Say
is
4 o'clock on the
18.
18th.
18th.
In favor.
All those in favor?
In favor.
In favor.
Okay.
By the 18th, we'll only have
Right, 4 weeks to get it.
5 weeks or 4 or 5 weeks to get it done.
Yeah,
Wait, the other thing is, well, we should probably put a deadline that we want the job completed by.
yeah,
But she'll figure that out when she puts it to bid.
This is a good time of year, everybody's trying to hurry up and get all the little projects done.
By the time if we put a deadline on it,
Yeah,
that puts them into the corner.
Yep.
okay, update on the Simmons Bridge.
I have nothing,
Nothing.
nothing, unless you'll put
Did she
something
put
on
it on
hers.
hers?
I guess somewhere I just see where they had crossed when it was great for pine needles and stuff, and
Yeah,
hopefully
did she-
get the drainage to drain away from the bridge instead of, so, okay. Deputy Town Clerk report.
No.
No, we're gonna do
Doing
our-
adjustments.
We're done.
You know.
Wants to go home, we're done. Okay, Ed, we gotta do the recons for June, July, August, review and sign.
Yeah, if you wanna back up, because Joelle is asking for you guys to make a motion to give her permission to use Caldwell Engineering to design an estimate for the bridge work.
Oh,
Yeah. She didn't like last week that you guys didn't give her permission. I said, well, this time we'll add it as in.
So I make a motion that we give Joelle permission to work with Calderwood Engineering on a design and estimate for the bridge, Sims Bridge
Bridge, yeah.
concerns.
Yes.
Second that.
Okay, then moved and seconded that we give Joelle permission to work with Caldwell Engineering on design and estimate for the Simmons Bridge.
Yes. I told you we didn't have anything, so Bridget lied.
All those in favor?
In favor?
In favor.
In favor.
Now you can do your check reconciliation.
Well, can we do that right after the meeting if we can, and then we can just kinda look at them, or
Oh,
come
yeah,
in
yeah,
next
no.
week, I mean, tomorrow or something, so that we can really sit down and look at them instead of just trying to,
Yeah.
I don't know, unless you
Yep.
guys,
No, because
No,
I have
you're
to
right.
look at it.
Okay.
so we'll.
Yeah, because we just got them yesterday, they just got all finished yesterday.
Right.
Yep,
So we'll have it, so
Yep.
that we can come in the rest of this week to take a look at them before
Yep.
we sign off on them.
sounds good to me.
I'm in favor of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pleasant River Farms to discontinue collecting the food waste.
Yes, got a letter from Dean Richmond. He says, I, Dean Richmond, Pleasant Farms, is terminating my service of collecting and processing food waste from businesses residing within Bethel, Newry. His last day of picking up the food waste will be November 1st. So I went to Bethel, because I could not find his contract here, and got a copy of it, and he did have a 30-day notice that he could give us, so he's asking for a signature.
All right, that was just so that it's going at the 1st of November. huh?
Yeah.
And I mean, the places he went was up to the skiway, right, Sunday
Yeah,
River,
most
some of the
yeah.
restaurants and stuff.
So
Yeah.
that stuff's gonna end up in the trash.
Trash, yeah, so our tonnage is gonna go up. But, so I don't know if you want me to sign or you wanna sign it, don't matter.
I can give them that.
Go ahead, we're aware of
We only
it.
need one signature.
Right.
So what is this, the oil?
No, the food waste, and oil, he took the food and scrap foods and stuff, there used to be
I
a
didn't know
lot
if
from,
people still did that.
yeah.
Well, we do have a place, but you know the skiway, with them, as much as they get, they're not gonna take it and put it in that little chain link fence and
No,
dispose of it.
well,
So,
they
like
don't
you
do that
said,
at the transfer station anymore anyway, because AgriCycle that used to pick up
Doesn't do that.
doesn't do that anymore, they stopped doing that about a year ago.
Huh.
Yes.
Okay, preliminary state evaluation discussion.
That's this nice little packet I gave you. The state comes and looks, they're 2 years behind normally, and looks at all the sales that we've had throughout the town, they do it in every town. So the state valuation is what the school taxes is on, the county taxes is on. And if you look on the, flip over the first page, number 1, state valuation, 2021, we're 562,050,000. 2022 is what we paid our rates on this year, to the county and the school, was 599. And then 2023, we've jumped up to 713,850,000. Am I saying that right? All them zeros are.
I know, that's a lot.
13,850,000,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it-
As far as you can tell, most of the other towns have jumped
Well,
up.
Vern, we had a managers meeting last week, and Vern says his went up, I thought he said 50 million. And we're like, what? That can't be right. And then Kim got hers, and then ours was in the mail when I got back, and it's like, holy smokes. We went up 29.47%. You could try to fight this, but you're looking at, it's what the sales are. And the
Sales are high.
and the sales are high.
Very
I
nice.
sent this to the assessor hoping he would give me some information to bring you guys. I mean, I know a little bit about this to be dangerous,
This is
but,
one of the disadvantages of having a
yes.
ski area in your
Yes.
town,
Yep,
unfortunately,
But
or
these-
any big business, I would imagine.
yes. And if you go back to the back pages, it shows all the sales and what they're
That's it.
assessed at and the selling price.
Our evaluation has been right along, highest in the county.
Exactly. But you look at one of these places, it was assessed at 296,800, but it sold for 525,000.
You know.
You know, you got one that was sold for 1.2, it was only assessed at 777,000.
I know of a place that they were asking 136,000 for it, and they came in and offered them 147 for it.
Yeah. So,
Well, we can thank COVID for some of this.
yes, we can, yep, and who knows how long this will stay like this, we don't know.
Right, nobody does.
No.
I mean,
Nope,
That's why Hannibal wants to bail out.
yeah. That could be good and bad. But, so that's what this is, and we could, I mean, if you wanted to,
You have to hard press to beat them on that one, I
Yeah.
think.
yeah, I don't think they'll,
When the numbers are there.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna,
yeah. So, these are the sales from 7/20 to 6/21, it was 112. And in 2022, from 7/19 to 6/20, there was 69.
Does that include condo sales? I mean, like the
Uh,
timeshare sales?
I don't think it includes the
there's
time.
something on here with timeshares, but it's not, I don't think it's the sales.
It's-
It said,
we do have time shares.
under building, timeshares, HOA.
Yeah,
But it doesn't really,
I don't think the time shares are in the.
No.
Sales on backs.
no, cause the back one is, it says, condos, right?
But when you're looking at these, map and lots,
They're not the
They're not,
map,
yeah.
they're not the map for the condos.
condos, or Summit or Jordan.
Right.
Nope.
in other words, if we fought it, we're probably gonna lose anyway.
Yeah, the odds are.
And we're gonna be, spend
So
more
we're out
money,
lawyer fees.
Yep,
and we ended up paying it anyway.
yeah.
It's just more something to bring our attention to.
Right. To know that our state valuation has,
Yeah, that's rugged.
yeah, it is.
Maybe when we're paid the 10-year, we'll go back down.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I guess it's good information, but it's not.
Right,
I mean,
but I'll still bug Rob, I'm gonna call him Bob, but his name's Rob. See if there's anything he should. He comes again on the what's he come? Last Monday of the month, maybe?
Yeah, it's on the map, I mean, the calendar,
Yeah.
the 24th.
Okay.
All right, that kinda takes care of all the extras, right?
Yep,
Now can I have the deputy town
You
clerk
can.
name?
So payments are still coming in on the taxes, so we're doing pretty good with that, I think, don't you?
Yep.
No. We ran the numbers, and we have like 330,000
Yeah.
left for this first installment that was due. We're looking at liens, cause we do have a lot of liens, so we're gonna try to get out some flashy reminders to people before we foreclose.
It's going to be on.
Because our lien process, because of COVID, foreclosures for 2 separate years would be in January and March, so we'd like to get some people paying before we have to take their properties.
Right, because we don't want some of them,
Yes, so
any of them, actually.
we're working on
so,
that.
Yeah.
We had 222
That might lower the
liens
evaluation though.
for 3 years,
Yeah.
so that's a lot of liens for 3 years, so.
Yeah.
We're back in the process of getting back to normal as close as we can.
We're trying.
We're trying.
Whatever that's gonna be.
Yeah.
Whatever normal's gonna be.
Yeah, we don't know.
We have one that has 44 liens, it's the same person owns, and just kind of as a carryover, so.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out.
We're
what
trying to
do
figure
with
out what to do with that, so it might come here
it. Yeah,
eventually.
yep.
Can't wait for that.
Mhm.
Hey, all we can ask is you keep pecking away at it.
That's right, that's what we're doing.
We're working on personal property, right, Rena?
Yes, we are.
They left me alone one day, it's really dangerous to do.
Yeah,
I start running reports, and there was a lot of personal property that nobody's done anything with, and so we've been writing letters, sending things out, people have been calling us, so we're hoping to
I'm so
recoup,
happy that you.
we're hoping to recoup some of that money, cause it is quite substantial.
So we had talked before about not doing personal property tax, so
Well-
now we have to do personal property tax?
So this, we have a personal property tax that's businesses, what do I wanna say? As it was worded to me, if you have a home occupation and you can move all that business in a trailer, that should be taxed as personal property. So, what we took off is the excise only, like on your Uncle Mike's tractor. Well, that's not a business. Back in the day, we charged personal property on that if they did not register. So it was an excise only personal property.
Okay,
That's what we're not doing anymore.
okay.
Right.
But personal property, where Bethel has $1 million thing, it's illegal.
You can't
That is
limit.
illegal, you cannot set a limit. In fact, I was gonna talk to you guys about setting a limit, and the new Bethel town manager is an assessor. She was, they can't do that. I said, really?
So this personal property is for businesses?
For like, yeah,
Like, I don't have a business,
no, but it's be like,
But like,
but like Tink
the
has a
laundry
business.
machines, say they have
Yeah.
coin-operated laundry machines over to the mountain,
Okay,
Yeah.
those get taxed. Coke has some vending machines,
She's-
they
those
get
are-
taxed.
and they
Okay.
can't, that's different than
The
the
cell
pay or
phone-
whatever.
no, they can do the Betty ones and the other
Right.
things, so they get, which the town gets money back
Right.
from. Yeah,
Sunday River does
That's
their
us.
lifts.
yeah, the golf
and-
carts,
Yeah,
all
those
that type
types
of
of
stuff.
things.
okay. But for like regular average citizen who has a tractor or whatever,
No.
they don't?
No.
Okay. I just wanna make sure I understand.
yeah.
We've had a lot of
Different.
discussion.
Well, and
about
I
this.
actually want Natalie to explain it better. So I thought maybe if I could have her write something up, or even ours, we talked to Rob about it too.
We did,
He did say it was illegal too.
yes, he did,
Yeah,
he
So
said, no,
have
you
to
can't
talk
do
to
that.
the New manager,
Yeah.
I'll have her write something.
yeah, just so I can understand better. You know,
Uh,
Amy's always got 10,000 questions about it, so I just thought, you know, that'd be,
Hey, when I see money's owed, I wanna collect it, I'm not gonna lie, guys.
You know who you're supposed to get paid extra, right?
but you
Hey,
get a thank you for doing it.
you know,
Well, she's doing her job.
That's
so-
right, and I brag about her when I go to my managers meeting. I said, what a good job they were doing here, and, you know, it's been good. So,
You can't fault her, fault her for doing
No.
her job.
no, and, you know, there's a lot of outstanding personal property tax, so. We
It's
are
things
working
that
on
we've
it.
been kinda overlooking
Yeah.
or not paying attention.
Well, and trying to figure out how you could get it, because usually with personal property tax, there's somebody in this town that owes like 80,000-ish. And to get it, you used to have to go to small claims court, and it's just not,
It's not
Worth it.
usually worth it to do it, right?
yeah,
So if she would be willing to talk to you and give you some
Yeah.
ideas, that would be
Yeah.
great.
Yep.
I mean, there's nothing to say that she really has to.
oh, no, but I mean, just, you know.
But if she wants her
But we
help,
have our own assessor too.
She
Oh,
does.
yeah, I
Yeah.
can, you know, it's good to get it, you know,
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
Yeah.
Hopefully we can all work together
Oh, yeah.
and help
Yeah.
everybody else out with it at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah. we don't wanna reinvent the wheel, if I can get, you know, helpful hints from somebody else, I'm all for that. Yeah,
Okay.
Turn into a pumpkin.
Are you done?
I am.
Are we going to the code officer road committee report?
you got
We
hers,
did
right?
that already.
Yeah,
Kinda,
Yeah.
sorta.
yeah,
Yeah, pretty much we do.
Yeah. I'm just waiting
So I
for
guess
her.
now we'll go on to the town administrator's report.
Don't go too fast.
What'd you say?
Don't go too fast.
Okay. So Medcare was here last meeting,
Yeah.
talking about, took me a while to get what he was, I know he wanted money, but he was talking about the opera money
Yeah,
that we had said
That we're gonna put,
give to broadband. We have received all of our ARPA funds, $37,304.04. So I emailed Mia because I couldn't remember, I remember vaguely at one of the 10,000 meetings about broadband, that they didn't know if they were gonna have to use all that money.
I was curious as to when
So,
this 2,000, we gave 1,000,
yeah,
where did that go?
yeah, that was for the illegal stuff,
Yeah, but they didn't go with that program.
but we haven't got any, we haven't paid them anything yet,
No.
so.
Okay.
So that's still hanging out there too. So, I think no matter what, whether it be ARPA money or other money, that I think Medicare does a great service, I mean, that's my opinion.
$3,000.
$3,000 would be, no,
so would we have to take it to a special town meeting to have that changed? To, you know, use
the
some of
ARPA
that
money,
money?
you had a warrant article that said, actually I had to send that to, Bethel, broadband people. No, I shouldn't say every town, most towns had this same article. To see if the town will vote to allow the select board to expend the coronavirus local recovery funds, AKA ARPA funds, received from the town, as they deem the best interest of the town. So,
So we pretty
So-
much already committed that money.
yeah, but at one point they said they didn't think they were gonna need it all, and that, I asked Mia, and they haven't said 100% yet, they have another meeting, and they have one tomorrow, and I'm not gonna be there.
so let's say we're like, yeah, let's give Medicare $3,000 of our opera funds,
Yeah,
and broadband's like, hey, we need your money, and we're like, this is what we got, what are they gonna do? Kick us out?
no,
Okay.
We can't say we're gonna give it to somebody, then
they're
just
not taking back,
take it,
right.
take it back.
But I'm trying to find out for sure if they're gonna use it all,
Right.
and Mia understood what I was asking, because she was here, so. She's just gonna get back to me.
So this is one of those cases where we really didn't understand everything that was in the process of that ARPA.
Yeah,
And we would have led to believe a little bit of that, too.
Right,
Yeah,
that's what I mean, we would say that we could only use it for certain things,
yeah,
That's
and that was
what-
one of the things.
thanks, exactly,
So we just kinda getting told that this is all you can pretty much use it
Yeah.
for.
Because I had an idea for something to use it for, and, nope, you can't use it for that, you know?
yeah,
The idea, I think, would have flown.
yeah,
Right.
but,
It was a generator for the Thunder River Fire
fire
Station,
station, yeah, yeah,
where it's,
Well, regardless, I think we should try to figure out if we have $3,000 to give to Medicare.
yeah, I agree
Well,
with
if not, well, that was one of the things about, if we was gonna have that special town meeting, we
Right.
could have them
We
vote
could.
on it.
Yep.
So there's nothing to say that we couldn't
Right.
ask the town for $3,000 to give to Medicare. I mean,
Right.
there's ways that we can do this,
Yes.
it's just
that. Yep, Which-
how we go, you know.
Right.
If we can use ARPA, then that's great.
But if we can't.
But if you
then we figure
can't,
out
you
another-
technically
Figure out
have
another,
$2,000 in your, what do they call it? Select board discretionary fund or whatever it is, you have $2,000 there.
so, I mean. now we'll
So-
just continue with the way we're
Oh,
going and see
yeah.
if we can find it out and
Yep.
go from there.
I'm still waiting on the office windows. And I think,
And word on the heat deal there.
no, he's still waiting for the compressors.
And are we still working on the grant from the state to pay for some of that? Is that what, or is
If-
it?
Well, I'm still working on it, but there's a lot of technical, I talked to Mike about it, and he wasn't a fan of the grants. He said last time he did one of those for one of the colleges, they got,
Screwed.
yeah. Yeah.
Money didn't come in for years.
Right, well, they didn't get the money, there was,
Yeah.
all of a sudden they ran out of money. But, it was asking all the,
Well, we had budgeted for it anyway, so.
yeah, I'm trying to find where that is. Yes, you had put it in a year ago, but I gotta make sure it was carried forward. That's what I'm waiting for my the auditors for, 'cause
But they're coming.
they're coming, the end of the month. When I get a person, an auditor by name, they're gonna hate me, but,
But if we don't do it for the heat
Well-
pumps, can we still continue with trying to do it for our lights?
lights and stuff, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
We would have to do two separate ones for here and one for the Gray Chaw, where the Gray Chaw should have lights too.
Does it benefit us to throw the fire stations in as well? I mean, cause they all use lights and,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of use here, but there's not a lot of use at
Yeah.
the range unless they leave them on like they did a week or so ago.
I would
Right.
suggest we put them in and see what we
Well,
got.
yeah, if they say no, they say no.
Right.
You know, it seemed like
Yeah.
it was just yesterday, they changed them over to something else.
Oh, I know, here they
Well,
changed them too, I remember that.
They do it because everything is getting higher tech and
Yeah,
better, I
Yeah,
guess, so they
yeah, better
say,
technology, you know.
you know, and they don't use as much.
I don't know, I got some LED lights there, pretty nice.
they are, yeah.
Once you get used to the whiteness of them.
Well, once you
Yeah.
are over the initial shock of how bright it is, yeah, it's all right.
First thing in the morning, it's like, whoa.
Yeah,
Any word on the windows and when that was gonna be done?
No. In fact, I saw his phone number and I almost called him today.
I'd like to see it done before it gets too cold.
Well,
Go
we would too.
Inside the building.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. Still waiting on that. I'm still working on trying to find all the bills for what we spent on marijuana, see if we get any money back on that. Amy and I have training next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, we get to go to Augusta.
You looking forward to that, Amy?
as long as she drives them good. That's what I told her. Can't take a country girl to the city.
but you definitely don't wanna follow her.
You just should. You gotta get to the Civic Center. She's key.
So
You know when you
Laura
get
will
your
be
speeding
here.
ticket? Lori will be here all alone. All alone.
And we're closed on Monday.
Yeah, we're closed Monday.
For
Which,
Indigenous Peoples' Day.
right.
Columbus Day.
That's
No.
what I said.
Formally known as closed.
So, yeah, we're closed Monday, Amy and I are gone
Tuesday.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
And Joelle's on
Joelle's
vacation,
gone.
so
Joelle's on
always
vacation.
really here by herself.
Yeah. And then we come back Thursday and
Leaving at 12.
yeah, because somebody has an appointment.
Okay.
Yeah, so I will be busy on Thursday morning.
I bet it carries over to Monday too.
That's true.
So, do you, anything else?
Let me just look.
Okay, then
Monday would be,
our next meeting will be October 18th.
6:08, make a motion, we adjourn this meeting.
Second it.
Oh, I lied, I got one more.
oh, you
Damn
can't do
it.
that.
I just need,
We
I
haven't
just
voted
wanna know
on it yet.
who the representative's gonna be for the solid waste, because we're gonna be having a meeting soon. Which one of you lucky people? So we can figure out what time of day we can have our meetings.
Tink, isn't that you?
I know he came the last time.
Okay.
I came a couple, but
Yeah,
I guess I can. I'm already on 2 or 3 other committees.
I know, see, and then you got, somebody's gonna have to do the other stuff too, so.
Yeah,
We do that one, I'll do the other.
okay.
So now
You
you
lucked
know
out,
who will
kid.
be on your committee.
You just sit here and keep your mouth shut. Just goes
Well, I
right
was
on.
really hoping it would be Tink, cause that way we could do them during the day maybe.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing, they don't like it if they have to wait till 4 or 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Preferably late in the afternoon.
Oh, we're coming up with a committee for you, so you just wait.
I feel like I do a lot already.
Hey, we don't want you to be left out, so.
That's right.
Well, I do not feel left out. 6:10, I make a motion, we adjourn.
Thank you.
I second it.
I almost forgot that.
Move the second we adjourn, all those in favor?
In favor.
In favor.
Alright, I'm gonna go sign some stuff. Send